What is going on there, everyone, and welcome back to another video from Dracon. Today we're going to be going into the Titanite and Stone set from Steamforged Games' Dark Souls series. Now, this is an expansion to the game. This is not like, a mainstay. You actually have to buy the original Dark Souls to play it, and these would, work into it. Now, if you have seen my last video on the last Dark Souls minis I did, which are on those two sort of Death Knights, then you'll know where we're kind of going with this. These are large models, and we'll turn around the box here. As you can see, there's a nice little front shot of what it looks like with the packaging. They have that nice window to look in there, and they are pretty big boys. Granted, I will compare them to the old Dark Souls models to see how they stack up next to them, and some other models in general. So let's do that and see what these bad boys look like outside of that box. Okay, so first up out of the box, we have Titanite. This giant headless demon, as you can see, is quite a terrifying figure. He's got a visage that definitely is going to make your players go, oh snap, he's coming down hard on us. Like, this is definitely a huge class creature. I wouldn't say gargantuan. The tail doesn't count because, like, he's still, like, a big beast. And I kind of really wish he had a head, but I kind of also don't hate the no head part. Now, what would I do with Titanite here? I know in Dark Souls they do a lot of these dark grays and grungy colors and stuff, but honestly with Titanite here, I would probably make him a demon. I'd probably paint him demonic, because his staff looks like something that's made to be what's called the man catcher. It reminds me of that. He's also got these lovely, like, sort of horn-esque expansions on his back coming out. And I like his design. He's got good musculature sculpting and all that. So honestly, I think I'd probably make him a demon. I'd probably make him a demon or a devil that was, like, punished with, like, losing his head because maybe he failed or he lost out on something. Like, something that makes him feel like he was a loser. Now, he is definitely the bigger of the two when it comes to the body size. Like, his body cavity size to mini size in general is only shortened because he's in this position. And I wish his leg wasn't just coming out of the ground. I don't know if he's missing a leg. I'm not sure if that's what it was. I've never done the Dark Souls game. I've actually never played that version of it. I've played Dark Souls, like the older ones. I did try it when I used to work at an old game store back in the day, like GameStop back in the day. But it's astonishing to me that they made such a good model. And don't worry, we're going to get to price at the end, because the price for these bad boys was beautiful. But now, like, I love the weapon, and the bendy weapon syndrome really isn't there. As you can see, everything's pretty much on point. I got to give credit to Steamforged. They used a very good solid plastic that has just the right amount of flex where you're not overdoing it and breaking it, but it doesn't want to snap, even on, like, the bits of wings and stuff like that. Or small bits. They don't feel like they want to just snap immediately, like if you're, say, holding a Warhammer model, and it just goes snip, snap, snip, snip, and you go, son of a gun, now I got to glue this thing back together, or whatever, great, now I'm really mad, But yeah, it's really cool, and I love how they got the Dark Souls design on this one. Very nice. Now let's get to its counterpart. Here we have Stone, the Gargoyle. Now, I don't know what his lore is, but as you can see, he's a pretty cool looking model. He's like a dragon body with human-esque hands on there so he can grab his weapon and his shield. And the axe and the shield have a really nice thing. He's even got an axe on his tail. He's got these, like, cool, like, helmet antlers and all that going on. He's got a little bit of feathers on his wings there. Now, if we know anything about what gargoyles were based on, gargoyles were based on dragons and other such monsters to scare away evil, was an idea. That was one of the theories of why gargoyles were created. And truly, I think it's because people want to adorn their structures with really cool-looking monsters, but hey, that's me. I would do that with my house. But yeah, I love the designs, though, going on here. Like, it shows the dragon style. I find it interesting he even has, like, rips in his wings look there going, but I'm not sure if that's how it is, because if he's a gargoyle, why would anyone do that, except I guess for the rule of cool. I do love his helmet on his head. It looks really nice, because it has that nice chin piece coming off there. And it blocks his eyes, so there's no eyes this monster. I would probably give this thing blind sense or blind sight, or like the ability to hear. Even tremor sense would be great for this beast. I think tremor sense would be another lovely piece for it. Probably like Titanite there. I'd give them both like a blind sight and tremor sense. Because, like, this guy isn't going to fly. I wouldn't give him the ability to fly. I wouldn't even say he could glide, since he's made of stone. Now, me, I'll probably actually paint him like a dragon. And I'll probably consider him actually like a draconian, which, for a quick momentary comparison, here he is quickly for a quick comparison next to Savak, the silver draconian. And I think he would actually be a really cool draconian to throw in there. Now, granted, you don't have to make him a metallic draconian, but I think he'd be, as you can see, in a similar scale. Maybe he's like a war beast of theirs, like a war beast draconian. One that wasn't as intelligent, but definitely had the combat skills and fighting skills to promote it to being, like, knowledgeable, just not like, a leader. This is just like a beast they throw out and they kind of say, get away from it or die with everyone else. But yeah, I think stone here is a very nice piece. I love the details going on there with the axe, the shield. His entire body is just a nice, lovely piece of art. Look at all the details on there. You got lovely spikes and flowing parts that don't exactly need to be there, but they add to the style that it's going for, which makes it a lot more unique and a lot cooler to look at. Now let's do some comparisons to some other miniatures and see how it stacks up. And there we have him next to the Wyvern from the Dragon God tier set. As you can see, they are still in scale with him. They're not much bigger. Maybe a little bit, especially Titanite, because he is standing with his leg in the ground. So maybe, but also Stone is also in a crouch position. So maybe they stood up a little more. They could be huge class, but they're on the smaller huge side. Like, Stone is definitely not going to be more powerful than like an adult dragon, for sure. And Titanite there would be maybe a big demon. Actually, about that, I'll bring that up later when I think about it, but I'll think how I'm going to describe that. Here they are next to another WizKids one, the Draconian Dreadnought. As you can see, they would definitely be something he could probably take on in a fight. Is he going to win? The Dreadnought is pretty powerful, so, he might. He might win against Titanite there, since he has no armor, but like Stone having a shield and axe, his AC would probably be a little higher and all the armor plating on him. So maybe, but like I said, I feel like Stone would really work as a nice addition to the Draconian army as like this giant dragon war beast or something that someone has corrupted and mutated and they've armor plated it so I can't see anymore. They've ripped out its eyes or something to really torture it and turn into a savage fighter. Let's compare some other Dark Souls. So here he is next to the, what I like to call the Big Axe Boy from Dark Souls. I did a video on these guys as well. I did a simple paint job on him. He's supposed to be more grungy coloration. And as you can see, yeah, I think this guy would be a good matchup against these guys. He's a giant knight boss. I call him knight boss because like they're knights and they're bosses. Get it? I'm not trying to say like dark as in like night of nighttime. Someone's going to make that confusion, but I just want to be clarified. Now, as you can see, I think he'd be a great opponent for them. So like, and since I consider this guy a large creature, they are on the cusp of being huge. Titanite, like I said, he could be a huge creature. For sure. Stone could be, but I feel he's a bit on the larger side, like, because his wings are what are giving him this extra size bump. But we're not done there. Let's compare him to the other one of the two Dread Knights from that set. Here they are next to the knight that I like to call the Tripose Knight, because he's got 3, stance point. He's posed a strike with his blade and stuff and starts hacking, slashing. This one, to me, he's actually huge. Now, I know what you're thinking, why is the big guy not huge? Well, he's kind of short. He's more like an ogre size. This dude, standing up, he actually would be a huge creature. And I think he would be the huge one of those two. And with these ones, I'd say Titanite there and him would be the two huge ones. Stone, I feel, is just a large, or at most, he's like a tiny size huge. So he's kind of more similar to this knight, though. Like, they're both a small huge. They're not, like, huge. They're going to grapple giants and be an equal match. I think they could fight them, but there's most likely a chance they're going to get their blocks knocked off, or in Stone case, in the lore-wise, he's going to get his stone head cleaved off. But, oh my goodness, he doesn't look like Titanite. Oh. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. These are really nice models. So here we've got the rotation at the end here. Now let's get to the end. So overall, this is a shorter video, not super long, because I mean, like the Dark Souls, it's about 2 simple models. But their simplicity, as you can see, is what makes them awesome. The sculpts were done well. The parts were, like, the material itself they use for these are nice. Even the bases, I like the little cross on the bases there. Now, would I use these as huge creatures? Probably would. I'd probably use them as 2 huge creatures. Even Stone there, because like I said, he is in a crouched over position. And I feel like he stands up a little more. He matches it. Titanite there, I don't know about his leg in the lore, so if you do, go ahead and throw it down below that if he does have a leg that's coming out of the ground, or if he's just one-legged and he has a chunk of his thigh left, and that's all it's there, or let me know. But I like their design. As you can see, they got so much detail going on, so much design. They have awesome weapons. You know, they definitely bring the Dark Souls aesthetic to your tabletop. Now, pricing. Like I said, the price for these guys was perfect when I got them. Now, I was doing what I usually do. I was on Amazon chilling, going over miniatures, because you never know what people are selling their stuff on there for. And I came across Dark Souls stuff, because I always do. I have Dark Souls keyed in there where I'm like, oh, I'll take a look at Dark Souls stuff. And boom, I go, hey, there's something on sale. Let's take a look at it. And it pops up with these 2. Now, like I said, I never played this Dark Souls all that much that I was like, oh, I know all the bosses by heart and what they can do, and etc. But when I saw their look, I go, they look pretty cool, and I did hit them with a heart to keep on a list for later. So I kind of looked them over, and I'm like, okay, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. They'd be some nice big monsters to add, to make a nice mid-boss or servant to a end boss type thing. But then it hit me, and I go, whoa, because the price hit me. And I was like, wait, hold the phone. These things were actually only $15.99. So I was like, and I don't know, granted, that was then. Don't know what it is now. But I was like, whoa, that's an amazing deal for 2 lovely big models like this that I will have to paint. But that's cheaper than buying, say, 2 huge class WizKids models. So, yeah, I jumped on that, grabbed these bad boys, and didn't think twice. Because in the end, I'm not disappointed. I got a cool demon here and a cool gargoyle or dragon monster. Now, what I might do is actually I thought of something with this. Titanite here reminds me of a demon lord. And I know what you're thinking, where are you getting that from? But think about this. Demon lords are constantly betrayed and killed off by their enemies and weakened. What if Titanite is a demon, like you use him for like a fallen demon lord, and he's trying to reclaim what's his, or a fallen devil, for goodness sake. Because, you know, devils, being as they're lawful, when they're betrayed, it's a humongous blow to their pride. Worse than a demon lord, since they're usually killed off. But either way, like, it'd be cool to like have him as this sort of dark force trying to regain that power and take over Faerun as like a whole, look what I did. None of you other demon lords could pull this off. I'm better than you type thing. So it'd be really cool. And Stone there, I would, like I said, I would use him as probably just like a dangerous war beast kept in a labyrinth or kept in a coliseum, ready to murder his opponents or something like that. Or maybe even use like a war mount by a very powerful knight who bested him or something. You know, tons of other lore, and I think they fit well into it. But they also bring that nice, lovely Dark Souls aesthetic. And I would bring over the ferocity with these guys. Like, these dudes are just monsters. Like, when they go out to fight, say, a group of other creatures, like, say they're a third party in a battle, like they're their own separate force, they wreck everyone in bloody, gory fashion. Because, you know, that's Dark Souls. But I gotta say, another surprise, you know, 2 thumbs up to Steamforge. These things are awesome. I love them. And I can't wait to get them painted and get them in the old collection ready for a campaign in the future. Anyway, guys, like I said, you can get them for a good price. Snag these 2 bad boys to add them to your miniature library. They are worth it. They're good material. Great design. There was a lot of effort put into their design and, you know, and their sculpt. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for tuning in. If you have come this far, I thank you very much. Make sure you smash the like button. Hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already, and join the forces. As well as throw a comment down below. Lets me know if you have any ideas, questions, concerns, or you like this stuff. Like whether you like these minis. I mean, I do know my one bro saw my Dark Souls minis and went, oh no, and did not like the idea of me using them in a campaign. But, you know, I like to throw these curveballs at my players and really give them a good scare or a good, like, oh crap moment. And if you got any other comments, concerns, ideas, all that stuff, throw them in the comments down below, guys. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And share with your friends to help the channel grow. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. And bye-bye.